Aikido means the way of spiritual harmony. This video was created to explain its concepts and its history, its techniques and its methods of practice, and more than anything else, its essential spirit. The founder of Aikido, Ueshiba Morihei Sensei, traced his personal and spiritual roots back to the Kumano region of Japan, with its great river that runs down to the sea from nearly inaccessible mountain forests. For nearly 1,000 years, Kumano has been a center for spiritual training and prayer, with 3 great Shinto shrines: Kumano Hongu Taisha, Kumano Nachi Taisha, and Kumano Hayatama Taisha. Even today, these shrines continue to attract thousands of pilgrims each year. Aikido may have been born in Kumano, but it has grown and spread beyond the shores of Japan to areas around the world. What you are about to see is also a very personal story, told by Hikitsuchi Michio Sensei. Sensei passed the essence of his teachings, the soul of Aikido, to Hikitsuchi Sensei and made him a 10th degree black belt, the highest rank possible. Throughout his life, Sensei made more than 100 pilgrimages to the 3 mountain shrines of Kumano as part of his Aikido practice, a tradition maintained to this day by Hikitsuchi Sensei. As Hikitsuchi Sensei will explain, deep reverence for the divine kami and for the wonders of nature played a major role in Sensei's creation, practice, and teaching of Aikido. For Hikitsuchi Sensei himself, regular prayer, especially at the Kumano shrines that were so close to Sensei's heart, has been instrumental in allowing him to absorb Sensei's teachings in their fullest, purest form. It is Hikitsuchi Sensei's hope that this videotape may serve to inspire all Aikidoists, young and old, veterans and beginners, wherever they might be, by communicating as directly as possible the essence of Sensei's teachings. Japan has been called the land of the rising sun. If that is so, then one of the first places in Japan to be struck by the dawn's early light must be Kumano, the region at the most southern and eastern extreme of the Kii Peninsula. On this map, the torii gate symbols mark the locations of the 3 shrines of Kumano relative to Shingu City, home of the Kumano-juku Dojo. Here, Hikitsuchi Sensei explains the history, the architecture, the religious symbology, and the significance of the Kumano Hongu Taisha to Mr. Tanaka Koei, a longtime supporter of the Kumano-juku Dojo.
この熊野さんと申し上げるのは、この全国に5300社熊野神社あるわけなんです。はい。 北海道から沖縄まで、沖縄のあれは波の上宮と言いましてね。
The head of the Ueshiba family was Ueshiba Yoroku, the O-sensei's father. He was known for his Herculean strength and was a master of Hitoryu Jujitsu. Unfortunately, he had no male heir, 3 daughters, but no son. So Ueshiba Yoroku and his wife traveled from their home in Tanabe to the headwaters of the Kumano River to pray for a son at the great Hongu shrine of Kumano. That son was Ueshiba Morihei, the founder of Aikido, now referred to respectfully as O-sensei, great teacher. O-sensei often said, "Michio, I'm a son of Kumano." He said that the inspiration to create Aikido, a martial art of harmony, peace, and beauty, came from the gods of Kumano. It's as if the kami took on the human form of O-sensei in order to give us this thing of Aikido, this Budo of purification. Aikido, this thing we call Aikido, is dedicated to Amano Murakumo Kukisama Hara Ryu O no Kami, which is another name for Susanoo no O-kami, the unruly younger brother of the sun goddess enshrined here at the Kumano Hongu Shrine. Susanoo no O-kami's job was to cleanse and purify the universe. He was the god of the breath of life. In Japanese legend, he was the one who killed the great snake that lived deep in the mountains. But that's the legend, the myth. But the idea of purifying through breath is still important. It's all key. We must purify what might be called the world of conflict and opposition, the world of fighting and destruction. But purification must start with one's own self. So the purpose of Aikido is firstly, on a small scale, to perfect the individual, and secondly, on a large scale, to bring peace and harmony to the earth. That is why Aikido was created. In any case, I believe that one has to absorb the divine breath, the profound spirit of the gods of Kumano, in order to develop Aikido to the fullest. It is only by becoming one with nature that truly inspired Aikido can be born. As I said before, it's as if the kami took on the human form of O-sensei in order to give us this thing called Aikido, this Budo of purification. For Aikido to become a more important part of building a more peaceful world, it must be spread beyond Japan and widely as possible. The current doshu, Ueshiba Kishomaru, who is O-sensei's son and the head of the Aikido organization today, is central to this effort to spread Aikido throughout the world. But Aikido must not become a mere sport. Aikido is a true Budo, a true martial way. It should not be reduced to a simple game played for amusement. It is essential that O-sensei's original goal be preserved, that Aikido be a way to develop individuals with courage and sincerity. Without sincerity, there is nothing. This is as true in business as it is in international relations. It's okay to make money, but you must be sincere. Sincerity is the most important aspect of human endeavor. Putting profit above all else is unacceptable, whether in foreign trade or inside a single company. Humanity and sincerity must take precedence over all other things. Our efforts in life should lead to happiness and joy for all. This is the goal of Aikido. This is what makes Aikido a Budo of great love. Where there is love, there will be harmony. O-sensei said, "Love gives birth to harmony. Harmony brings forth joy. Joy is the greatest treasure." This is our motto, and this is our goal as Aikidoists. Let me explain about ki, this thing called life energy. There is ki that pours down from heaven, and there is ki that springs up from the earth. These two, the ki of heaven and the ki of earth, flow into one another, forming the ki of the universe. There is also the individual's ki. Aikido has the power, through its techniques and spirit, to connect and unite all of these sources of ki, thereby bringing them into actuality. This is the path of Aiki. O-sensei passed away on April 26, 1969. Exactly 2 months later, on June 26, 1969, his wife followed him. Both are buried at the Kozonji Temple, situated on a hill overlooking the original hometown of the Ueshiba family, Tanabe, in Wakayama Prefecture. Every month, Hikitsuchi Sensei, his wife, and members of the Kumino-juku dojo visit this temple to tend O-sensei's grave and pray for the peaceful repose of his soul. After his death, O-sensei's beard was enshrined within the Kumino-juku dojo, according to his will. Hikitsuchi Sensei leads a solemn festival in his honor on the 26th of every month, to which all visitors are welcome. Regular practice is the foundation of every Aikido dojo, always starting with warm-ups. Here, Hikitsuchi Sensei teaches a class in basic Aikido techniques, practicing the techniques on the knees, so-called suwariwaza. The fundamental movements of the hips can thus be mastered, and such things as the workings of the hands and the relative positioning of partners can be carefully studied. First, twist the hand. Now this time, bring it up. Don't use your strength. Draw it here, not like this, like this. Okay? Try it yourself. Hold it. Pull it to yourself, like this. Do you understand? Hamni Hamdach. We're going to lift up the person without standing up ourselves. All at once. Don't look at his face. When he lifts, as I always say with Irimi, to the left side or to the right side, enter quickly and strongly. That's the center of Aikido, the essence of Aikido. Okay? Like this. You enter. When he lifts his hand, you're moving. Even, always, you hold down with your ki. When he comes to hit, first protect yourself. Hit your hand to the face. Take your partner down. Take his hand down. Stop. From the bottom. Draw it a bit from the bottom. Thank you very much. This is the grand shrine at Nachi, the second great shrine of Kumano. O-sensei came here to pray many, many times, maybe 100 times in all. O-sensei came and he visited all three shrines at Kumano. Once, he gave a prayer here, and he said he could feel the presence of the kami. He told me he could see a great magical dragon in the waterfall, and in that moment, I saw it too. Whenever O-sensei came to this part of the country, he always visited this shrine. He said, if I come here 100 times, I still haven't come here enough. I think this was the place he came more than any place, the place he loved the most. This is the Nachi waterfall, 150 meters, 450 feet, the tallest waterfall in Japan, like a veil coming down against the great black rocks amidst the forest. I started martial arts at the age of 9. The women in my family were quite strong, but not so the men. My father died when I was 2. My mother died when I was 7. I was raised by my grandmother, my mother's mother. She was a practitioner of naginata, which is a martial art mainly practiced by women that uses a halberd or a curved blade at the end of a stick. She said to me, "You have no mother or father, no sisters or brothers. I can't watch you every minute, and I don't want you to become a juvenile delinquent." So she entered me in a kendo school at the age of 9. I added judo at the age of 12, horseback riding at age 13. My grandmother bought me 3 horses, a black, a chestnut, and a bay. At 14, I started Aikido. Later, I studied bayonet fencing, iai, which is sword drawing, and shuriken, which is knife throwing. I studied all these various martial arts while I was still young. It is due to this early experience and my long relationship with O-sensei that I am now what I am. I started studying Aikido under O-sensei when I was 16. Later, during the war, I was a martial arts instructor in the army and served overseas. After the end of the war, in 1949, O-sensei came here to make a pilgrimage to the 3 shrines of the Kumano. He telephoned me from the Koshinoyu Hot Spring Inn in Katsura, nearby from here, about 10 miles south of Shingu. When I picked up the phone, O-sensei said, "Michio-san, it's me. Come on over." I was flabbergasted. We hadn't seen each other in nearly 10 years. I used to ride a motorcycle in those days, so I jumped on my bike and went right over to the inn, where I met O-sensei for the first time in a decade. I had wondered if he hadn't possibly been killed during the war. Even now, I can clearly remember how the telephone receiver shook in my hands when I heard his voice, and how the tears streamed down my face when I saw his face again after a 10 years absence. O-sensei told me that MacArthur's occupation headquarters had issued orders forbidding the practice of all martial arts. But MacArthur had granted special permission to teach Aikido. O-sensei said to me, "Michio-san, build a dojo." But O-sensei continued, "It shouldn't be a dojo to teach the old-style Budo, where the goal was to train to be able to kill with a single blow. The new dojo should be a place to teach a Budo of harmony and love," he said. "It has to be a Budo that draws the world together, as if one family. From here on, we have to spread Aikido around the world. Work with me," he said, "to make this happen." And I said yes. O-sensei and I talked that night until dawn. That's how it happened. That's how I remember it. 1949. 3 years later, we managed to open our first dojo in Shingu. It was a small dojo with only 21 tatami mats. It didn't have